stroking another jumper. Rose feeling it. The feel and the flow. Jalen Rose. Jalen Rose, the triple. And fill it up. Jalen Rose has really taken over.
All right, it's been just over a week since our next guest had hand surgery that could sideline him anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks, but he never misses a start on our team. It's another edition of Jammin' with Jalen. Please welcome Raptors point guard Jalen Rose. Yeah. Jalen, how you doing, buddy?
What's going on, fellas? Thanks for having me on.
Jalen, it's Tom. I just heard the news about the trade, you to the Yankees. I see you got your pinstripes on. How does it feel?
Very nice.
Now, let me see your hand. Are you wearing OJ's glove there? What the hell?
I'm wearing somebody's glove. I call it the thing.
Oh, man.
Hold that up for us a little bit.
One more time. That's one of those prosthesis deals, right?
Yeah, something like that. But in a couple of weeks, it'll be all right. It'll look a lot worse than it is, I guess.
All right, Jalen, you broke your hand on February 8th in a game against Golden State. You finished the rest of the game, actually,
Wow.
and then you had surgery on the 10th. Now, did I read this right? You woke up during the surgery?
Yeah, I woke up during the surgery. What happened is it was supposed to be like 45 minutes to an hour, and then it was like 2 hours long. I woke up like, what we doing? How much longer are we going to be here? And they said it's going to be a little longer.
You must have a high tolerance to opiates. That's probably what it is. I have that same thing. It takes a lot of medication to keep me down.
Really? Exactly. And plus, that probably was the process. They was taking a couple of screws out of my head and putting them into my hand. So probably doing that process probably when I woke up.
Jalen, I know you, man. You really can't do anything with your right hand. You can't even hold up the right peace sign. How are you living without your left hand?
I mean, it's something you get used to. Out on the court, you know, it feels a lot different being able to be left-handed. But, you know, in your regular life, you got to eat with your right hand, got to try to write with your right hand, do different things. But I'm getting used to it. It's all good.
About time you do it the right way, you crazy left-handed people. All right, so check
we
us
think
out.
We think with our right mind.
Right. So up there in Toronto, you got Vince Carter's out for 4 to 6 weeks with a sprained ankle.
2 to 4.
2 to 4. Which is only a sprained ankle. In Detroit, we'd have put spit on it and kept going. You're out for however long until they give you the hook. How are you guys going to fare in the East now?
We're going to fare just like every other team. We just got to go out there and fight and scrap and try to find a way to get it done. Daniel Marshall been playing real good. We got to ride him. Hopefully Chris Bosh should be healthy. And we just got to find a way to stay into the race until we get Vince back, until we get myself back. And everybody knows the East is wide open.
Jalen, a little controversy, though, over the play that injured Vince Carter last night.
Yeah.
Now, Bruce Bowen, who's definitely a friend of the show and an in-your-face defender, there are some that say that he intentionally stuck his leg out to trip up Vince. What was your feeling?
Sal would have done it.
My feeling is that's exactly what happened. To be honest with you, Sally, you're a player, and you know every game, about 50 times during the game, somebody go up for a jump shot, and you can easily stick your foot in there and make them come down and hurt their ankle. But that's like an unwritten rule in basketball, something that you don't do, and I feel like he broke that rule.
Did the bad boys ever do that, John Sally?
No. But I don't believe it's a rule. I just thought he stuck his foot out to turn around to see he was about to get faced with a 3. And it helps you on your run.
He stuck that left foot in there, and then he turned around and ran back on D like he didn't feel Vince fall on it. But, you know, that's the nature of the game, and hopefully Vince will be back soon.
Well, what happens if you guys face the Spurs again? I mean, you know, they always say that payback is you-know-what, so is it true?
Well, I think so. I think Vince took it personal to how the injury happened, and I expect once we play the Spurs again, it's going to be personal between him and Bruce Bowen, and if not the rest of our guys.
So what happens if Bruce Bowen goes in for a layup? Are you going to give him a little shot?
Might as well.
Oh! Hey. I'm watching that game.
It goes with the territory.
Use your right hand.
We're watching that game.
Use your right hand.
Yeah, don't get hurt.
Thank you very much. Hey, big news. Obviously, the NBA trade deadline has come and gone, and the biggest move was the Atlanta Hawks in a 3-way deal sent Rasheed Wallace to your hometown team, the Detroit Pistons. Obviously, this is a guy that can make a difference in terms of the balance of power, right?
Definitely. It's going to be a big-time boost for the Eastern Conference playoffs. It's going to add a lot of intrigue. It's going to create a lot more excitement, and, you know, it's going to be interesting to see what happens because Rasheed and Ben Wallace down low, they're going to be a big-time tandem.
Is he crazy, though?
I didn't hear you.
Is he crazy?
I don't think he's crazy. I just think that he finds a way to keep himself on the edge. Everybody needs something to get him going every night, and you know, I guess he finds ways to rev himself up a lot different than everybody else.
Yeah, and Portland has some things to get him not going, get him calmed down. But think about this. He's got to go play for Larry Brown, who is a disciplinarian. He's not going to let anybody run him as he felt that Allen Iverson did. Having those two guys, one that scores and one that rebounds, is one thing. But what about the guard play? Because he has to get the ball at least 22 times a game.
I think he'll be able to get the ball. To be honest, Rasheed an unselfish player. He's a player that can rebound and pass and be versatile and play out on the 3-line. And as far as him relating with Larry Brown, they're going to relate real good because I think some of those rules are going to go out of the window because Rasheed's a Carolina guy. So they're going to find a way to make it work, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens come playoff time.
It's going to be like a father-son situation. I see it. It's going to work. It's going to be great. A lot of love.
Well, when I played in Indiana, we used to have our training camps down in North Carolina, and at that time, that's when Rasheed was in college, so I know the kind of relationship they have, just like I know the relationship that Larry Brown has with Billy Knight of the Atlanta Hawks, who's actually their GM. So I figured he'd find a way to, if it was two teams between Detroit and New York, who was going to give Rasheed, he probably did his buddy Larry a favor.
Interesting. So
Our
we learned
NBA
something.
insider,
Yeah,
Jalen Rose.
right.
Hey, Jalen, look, you might not be playing right now, but you're still making a contribution to the community up there in Toronto. This Friday at the Air Canada Centre, they're going to have a charity coat drive. They're trying to collect, winter gear. And what did you do? You bought 100 coats?
Yeah, I bought a couple of coats, try to get back to the community and try to, kickstart the coat drive. I'm excited to be a part of it and trying to make an influence up here in Canada.
That's a nice man. Good
Very
man.
nice. Jalen, keep up the good work. Hey, hopefully we'll see you back in the next couple of weeks, but we'll see you back on this show next week. All right, Jalen?
All right, thanks for having me.
Jalen Rose, everybody in the Toronto Raptors.
You got the same shirt as him on, Chris.
I do. He's got style. What can you say?
Yeah.
Hey, still ahead. Our emailers wonder if Yao Ming is really this nice a guy. Tom Arnold will show you whether that is true or not. And the Milwaukee Brewers